Hello, and welcome to the final edition of our series of videos on intelligent process automation, brought to you by Combined Intelligence and Digital Workforce. We've taken you through the world of IPA, from how it can help with transformation, through guidance on challenges, how to achieve scale, and ultimately onto the world of AI. And today we're going to focus around what the future holds. We hope you found the videos interesting, and if you've not had a chance to see them all so far, you can find links below to access the previous videos, and also an invite to our webinar, which we're holding on the 17th of June, which is a bit of a culmination of the topics that we've discussed, combined with a Q&A session that you're welcome to raise questions for us, and we'll do our best to answer. I'm Steve Sheppard from Combined Intelligence, a specialist consultancy business focused on helping organisations realise the full potential of intelligent technologies, from vision to realisation. I'm joined today by Karri and Karli from Digital Workforce. Karri, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Steve. I am Karri Lehtonen. I'm the head of business development at Digital Workforce. We're a trusted advisor and globally leading independent service provider in the space of intelligent automation. And with me, we have Karli. So Karli, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, Karri. So Karli Kalpala is my name. I'm head of service development at Digital Workforce, and together with Karri, we are building the future of digital workforce services as an organization.
Thank you, guys. So as I mentioned, we've gone through the world of intelligent process automation, and we're now going to start to look at the future and how organisations can plan for this. So I'm going to hand over to Karri, who's going to ask the questions.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. So yeah, this is a really interesting topic. I think everybody would like to have that crystal ball where they just look into and see what the future holds. But my first question goes to Karli. So Karli, what are the key technology trends that we should consider for the future?
Thank you, Karri, and I think it's an excellent question. And I don't know if you wanna, let's get this from scratch, but I see the slide is not exactly.
Hello, and welcome to the final edition of our series of videos on intelligent process automation, brought to you by Combined Intelligence and Digital Workforce. Through the series, we've taken you through the world of IPA, from how it can help transform, through some of the challenges around how to be successful and how to achieve scale, and ultimately onto the world of AI, and today onto what the future holds. Each of our videos has been designed to provide you insight and inspiration, and hopefully to help accelerate your intelligent process automation journey, whether you've just been setting out or you've already achieved some success. We hope you enjoy this video and get a chance to watch the rest if you haven't already. Further details of the topics we have covered in each video is available on the slide and also through the links beneath this video. As a culmination of this series, we're also hosting a free interactive webinar on Thursday, the 17th of June. This will be your chance to ask us questions. We'll go over some of the key points that we've covered through the videos, but it's going to be an interactive session, so we welcome your input and your thoughts as well. I'm Steve Sheppard from Combined Intelligence, a specialist consultancy business focused on helping organisations realise the full potential of intelligent technologies, from vision through to realisation. I'm joined today by Karri and Karli from Digital Workforce. Karri, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Steve. So I'm Karri Lehtonen. I'm the head of business development at Digital Workforce. We're a trusted advisor and globally leading independent service provider in the space of intelligent automation and on an industrial scale. So Karli, over to you.
Thank you, Karri. So Karli Kalpala is my name. I'm head of service development at Digital Workforce, and together with Karri, we are building the future of our company and the offering that we bring to the world.
Thanks, guys. So as I mentioned, we've gone through the world of IPA. We're now going to focus on the future And I'm going to hand over to Karri, who's going to ask us some specific questions.
Thank you, Steve. So yeah, very interesting topic. So we would all love to have that crystal ball in our hands and look into the future. But I'll start with something, this one goes to Karli. So what are the key technology trends that we should consider sort of going forward?
Yeah, thank you, Karri. And I think it's a very good question. And I think to understand this, really the question and what is going on, we should probably look behind the buzzwords that everyone is seeing now. So intelligent automation, hyper automation, intelligent hyper automation, you name it. There's many of these at the moment. I think, for example, Forrester is having 27 different technologies pulled under the intelligent automation umbrella. So it's really much going on. But if you look on what is going on behind these buzzwords, so there's three trends now that is affecting the kind of today and then the future of intelligent process automation. So we have started, and this picture I've tried to elaborate that we have started from the left-hand side, and it's kind of a journey towards the autonomous business. So we have started with the task automation, we have started with the RPA and technologies that have allowed us to actually automate the tedious and mundane tasks. Now what we see that new skills and capabilities of the digital workers are emerging, and it's not a surprise that you see skills like interpretation, data structuring to become the first kind of things that mature, because 80% of all effort spent in a data-driven economics today is actually spent on collecting and preparing data, and only 20% is actually then used to analyze, visualize, or making decision based on the data. So there's new skills that allow us to kind of take those tasks that wasn't previously in the realm of machines into the scope of machines. So that is what is going on in the middle. But this allows actually, when you bring more tasks into the scope of automation, you allow actually a capability to start to automate the processes themselves from end-to-end point of view, and not just the tasks in between. So while we get new skills, we also enable us to automate wider, more complex and kind of end-to-end processes. Today and in the near future, that means also that the human in the loop is increasing as part of the automation kind of stack. So while we move towards autonomous business, while we move behind these buzzwords towards something that we can see the kind of the same trends going on in the business as with the cars, for example, that you're going to see the autonomous car appearing at the moment. You're going to see the same trend going on in automation, business process automation. You're going to see new skills evolving powered by artificial intelligence. This allows us to automate more end-to-end processes, but it actually requires more human-in-the-loop interactions between the digital workers and the humans to execute these end-to-end processes. So there's really kind of three things emerging at the same time, and all of those are converging towards the autonomous business over some medium and long-term kind of time horizons.
Steve, any thoughts on this from you?
Yeah, and I think, this rise of the digital workforce, it's, that capability for technology to do what for the last 30, 40 plus years we've been doing in our interaction with systems and applications. I think that's going to be more and more transformative. So as sort of Karli mentioned, the task automation world is where we started, but actually being able to transform the sort of the end-to-end and how organizations operate and the role of people within that, I think is a very interesting one. And I think, there is definitely a continuous role for people within that, but I think it has to be around how we can innovate, how we communicate with other people, and in the specialist capabilities and skills we as humans have that actually technology is a long way away from being able to replicate.
Yeah, Great. And that brings us to my second question, which is how will this impact what we do and how we work? So that's probably a question on everybody's mind.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of opportunity here, and there will be a lot of change that we will see over time. We've talked a lot about the digital workforce, but also if we look at the volume of data that we're gathering, whether that's through Internet of Things devices that are monitoring the environment, whether that's our intelligent fridge that understands what food we've got in it and can, decide what we might actually need. There's a lot of evolution of sort of that tech to build in intelligence on top of the data that's being gathered. And that would allow us to get much greater insight from what's happening, and actually to guide our organizations in terms of how we should respond to things like business trends and customer trends, but how we can link that in to make predictions, and how can we actually then use automation rather than having to present a graph to a person who will then look at it and decide what to do. How can we be a lot quicker and a lot faster in responding by linking that analysis of data through artificial intelligence to automation to then actually automatically make decisions in a safe and secure, there are a lot of challenges around AI, around bias and explainability and things like that, which we do need to factor into what we're doing. But there's a lot of opportunity around that. There's a lot of opportunity around enhancing our products and services to incorporate that, as well as my favorite topic around how we are going to interact with technology, with sort of the communication, the virtual world, the headsets, the virtual reality, augmented reality, and so on, which will allow us to interact with technology and to be able to sit in, virtual offices and be able to look right and see our colleagues, and be able to interact with our colleagues, both human colleagues and also digital colleagues, for allowing them to do things for us and to help us in fulfilling what we would traditionally have done in the workplace and in the future workplace, the new things that we will do.
Yeah, it's very good, and I think it's fair to say probably, or argue like this, that what we see now in the very near future is that actually we as employees, we are going to see a huge increase in the employee experience, because all of those kind of mundane tasks that we have been executing is now actually going to be automated and done by the machines. And at the same time, we are challenged in some sense to learn new skills, to work together with these digital colleagues, see them as assistants to us. And I think artificial intelligence, at least today, is still in a maturity curve, in a place where actually the human is needed to verify and oversee at least partially the end results of those. So it becomes some kind of a human in the loop type of automation, human in the loop type of tasks that emerge when the artificial intelligence and intelligent process automation takes the stage in our workplaces and in our kind of day-to-day work life.
Yes, indeed. And I think, AI is very much in that world of narrow capabilities. It can be very good at doing certain things, but it has nothing like the general capability we have to be able to, one, do multiple things in parallel, but also to be able to do something that is completely new that we haven't been taught before, where we can actually use our own insight and innovation and our own ability to decide what to do. And that's something that AI has got a long way to come. But there's a lot of opportunity to use what we have now and what will come over the coming years to give us a lot of benefit.
Definitely.
Yeah, I find very interesting this how we interact and communicate in the future with the devices and whatnot. That's going to be probably one of the early changes as well going forward. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's it for our video series. We hope you found it interesting, and if you want to see any of the previous videos, feel free to follow some of the links that we've got available to you. We also would like to invite you to our interactive webinar, which we're hosting on the 17th of June. There's a link in the slides you can see, but also beneath this video that will allow you to register. And everyone's welcome. We'll hope to make it interactive and interesting, and we'll sort of summarize the world of IPA and pick up on the future in more detail there. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day.